you are seeing this and you were sent this video by your manager, there's a very good chance that I know her and that I was told to make this video by her for you. So, this is how you calculate change. So these are all the possible values that you can receive when you are told to give someone change or when you are given change by someone. 99 possible values. Now that may seem daunting, and if you have to memorize all of them, then yeah, I can see why you would have a problem. But you don't have to memorize all of them, because you can easily break every single one of these numbers into one of four categories. We have category 1, numbers that are equal to or less than 25. Category 2, numbers that are greater than 25 but less than 50. Category 3, numbers that are less than 75 but greater than 50. And finally, numbers that are greater than 75. The reason you're able to do this is because you have coins that are increments of 25. Now what I would suggest is that you can go to Google and you can type in random number generator 1 to 100. And sometimes you will have to find something to do it. 1 to 99, generate one item. Calculate. And you are given 19. Calculate. You are given 74. 45. You can use this to practice, and I would recommend practicing until you get it down. So the first thing you are going to do whenever you are given a random number is you are going to find the highest value of 25 that you can subtract from it. So we're going to take 17. Okay, 74. It seems this thing really likes repeating numbers. So 74. So the highest value of 25 we can get is, in fact, 50, because 75 is too big, so we go to the next one down. 50. So we subtract 50 from 74. Well, 5 goes into 7, we get a 2. So we go down to 24, and we give 2 quarters. So 2 quarters plus 24 is left. The next thing we do is we will look for dime values, because dimes are tens, obviously. So 10 goes into 24, that is 2 dimes, and we go down to 4. So now we have 4 things. The next thing we're going to look for is nickels, and 5 cannot go into 4. So we are good here, we just give 4 pennies. So our total will be 2 quarters, 2 dimes, and 4 pennies. Next up, let's go for another number. 89. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a difficult one. So we go to 89. 89 is, of course, greater than 75. So we're going to give 3 quarters. Now, what is 89? We're going to get a physical version of it. We're going to subtract 75. So subtract 7 from 8, we get 1. Subtract 5 from 9, we're going to get 4. That leaves us with 14 and 3 quarters. 14. 14 has a tens place, so we're going to get rid of that and give us dime. So we have 3 quarters, 1 dime, and 4 left. And of course, 4 we know means pennies. So let's get another number. 58. Okay, so here's an interesting one. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. 58 is, of course, greater than 50 and less than 75. So we're going to subtract 50 from it, 2 quarters. That leaves us with 8. Now the next thing, we don't have any dimes because there's nothing in the tens place. So we're going to give a nickel. 8 minus 5 is going to be 3. So we're going to give 2 quarters and a nickel and then 3 pennies. All right. Let's see if we can get a difficult one, a really difficult one. 19, okay? 19 is less than 25. That means there are no quarters. There is a tens place, so we are going to give a dime. This brings it down to 9. We are going to subtract 5 from 9 and end up with 4. So we end up with 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 4 pennies. Let's do another one. 28. 28 is, of course, greater than 25. So we're going to subtract 25. 2 goes into 2, end up with 0. 5 goes into 8, that ends up with 3. So we end up with 1/4 and 3 pennies. 45. Okay? 45 is greater than 25 without being over 50. So we subtract 2 from here, end up with 2. Subtract 5 from here, end up with 0. So now it's 20, 1/4, and then 20 cents left. Well, 20 is evenly dividable by dimes. It's just 2 dimes. Let's see if we can find one that's 99, okay? The maximum number that you can need to give change. If you ever reach that point, just ask the person if they have a penny. If they don't, you'll have to suffer through it, but whatever. So, 99, greatest number you can get, that means it's 3/4, and you end up with 75 subtracted from it. So 9 minus 7, 2. 9 minus 5, 4. So you end up with 24. Didn't we calculate that earlier? It's 2 dimes and then 4 cents. Okay, 33. Here's an interesting one. So we go to 33. Now, 33 minus 25, because obviously it's less than 50. You subtract 2 from the 3, you end up with a 1. Now you have to subtract 5 from the 3, but of course 5 is bigger than 3, so you're going to take away this 1, and you're going to end up with whatever 10 minus 5 is, which in this case is 5. You're going to add that to the 3, so you're going to end up with 8. Then, since you're always going to be working with things that are divisible by 5, except for the case of pennies, you end up with a spot where the ones unit is less than the 5 that you're going to have to be subtracting from. What you can do is instead subtract an extra thing from the 3. So if it's in this category, you're going to subtract 30, and if it's in this category, you're going to subtract 80, and then you just add 5 to the units place. So subtract 30, add 5 to the units place, we end up with 8. 8, of course, needs one extra, or it's bigger than 5, so it needs 1 nickel, and then you end up with 3 pennies. So I realized while editing this that I explained it pretty poorly, so I'm going to try to explain it again. When you have a unit that is in the 50s place, less than 50s place, and the less than 100s place, and the unit, or the one value is less than 5, what you can do is give 1/4 or 3/4, depending on which one's in, and 1 nickel. And that will give you 30 cents. So you can subtract 30 cents and end up with 4, subtract 30 cents and end up with 3. However, you don't want to do it for anything where the units place is bigger than 5 or equal to 5, because you subtract 30, you end up with 5, that's another nickel. But if you did 25 away from it, then you would end up with 10 cents left, and you would have to give a dime. So in this case, it would be 1/4 and 1 dime, 1/4, 1 dime, 1 penny, 1/4, 1 dime, 2 pennies, 1/4, 1 dime, 3 pennies. But instead, if you do the 30 thing, you'll end up with 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 nickels, 1/4, 2 nickels a penny, 1/4, 2 nickels, 2 pennies. And so it's much easier if you only do it when the units place is less than 5. So hopefully now you have a greater understanding of what to do when a customer needs change, and you won't end up with another situation where you have an employee giving out 52 pennies because they don't know. You subtract 50 from 52 and end up with 2 pennies. And remember, you have to know these coin values. If you don't know these coin values by heart, practice, practice, practice.